Hi, I'm Miriam, physiotherapist here at Fit for Life Physiotherapy. Today I'm going to go through some back extensor strengthening and wanted to really highlight some of the key cues that I like to give people to get the most out of the exercise. Sometimes we can make ourselves go into the shape of the exercise, but perhaps we're not getting everything that we can from it. So let's start with a chest raise. In Pilates, it might be called a breaststroke prep. And you may find somebody may call it a Superman exercise. Lots of different names for it, but they all are working on strengthening the long back extensors. So let's find your way onto your stomach. If you find that lying on your stomach is uncomfortable, you can always place a pillow underneath your hips, okay? So let's start first. The first position will be with your elbows bent by your sides, okay? Give yourself some space. So you're not tight in, but you're out a little bit so that your shoulder blades have some space to move, okay? So a chest raise often, and what will look like is some people will just lift their chest up off the ground. And in theory, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But we want to make sure that we're targeting all the back muscles and not just the lower back. But I want you to feel the work happening in the upper back and a little bit more of an even feel. And sometimes when people are just trying to kind of get as high as they possibly can, it's uncomfortable on the lower back. So what I want you to start with is elbows down by your sides, slide the shoulder blades back, and really focus on your breath here. So inhale as you slide your shoulders back. As you exhale, draw your shoulder, like use the upper back muscles to lift your chest up off the ground. And I want you to think about being active in your legs. So instead of just lifting, I wasn't doing anything with my legs here, but I want you to point your toes, tighten up at your knees so your knees kind of come off the ground and really reach your legs away from you as you lift your chest up off the ground. Now, my arms are resting on the ground, but they're not pushing. They're just there. So inhale, slide the shoulder blades back. As you exhale, lift your chest up off the ground, point your toes, reach your legs away from you. You're not trying to lift with your head, keeping your chin tucked in so that you don't want to strain your neck as you're doing this. So inhale, slide shoulder blades down. Exhale, lift your chest up off the ground, point your toes, reach your legs away from you. So your knees are kind of elevated off the ground. And keep your chin tucked in so that you're not lifting. You're looking down towards the mat. You're not hanging your head either, though. And then lower yourself back down. So let's just go through a couple of these. So inhale, slide the shoulder blades back. Exhale, lift your chest up, point your toes, reach your legs away from you. Inhale at the top and exhale to lower. Inhale, slide the shoulders back. Exhale to lift. Inhale at the top and exhale to lower. Now we can add a little bit to this. As you inhale, slide shoulder blades back. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lift the hands up off the ground and exhale to lower. You can just do that with the whole thing with your arms off the ground. So inhale, slide shoulders back. Exhale to lift. Inhale and exhale to lower. And you'll notice that I'm not lifting really high. We just need to lift enough to engage the back extensors, but we don't need to lift as far as you possibly can and then I'm really dumping into my lower back. In that position, when I'm doing that full extension, I'm really not feeling a whole lot in the upper back. So more movement isn't always getting us more out of the exercise. The other position that I will often teach in this exercise is with your arms down by your sides. I like to cue to have my hands facing in towards my legs And same thing here, you're going to inhale, slide the shoulders back, so you're pulling the shoulders away from the ground. And as you exhale, lift your chest up off the ground a few inches and reach those toes away. Tighten up at the knees so that your knees are lifting up. Inhale and exhale to lower. Same thing, try one without activating the legs and see what happens. So inhale, slide shoulders back, exhale to lift. And I'm feeling the back muscles. But if we really engage kind of our whole body here, so inhale, slide shoulders back, exhale and lift, point your toes, reach your legs away from you, tighten up at your knees. I'm feeling a little more engagement through my trunk here. Inhale and exhale to lower. The other thing I want you to play around with here, inhale, slide shoulders back, exhale to lift. Think about turning your palms facing down. And as you turn your palms to face down, you'll feel your shoulder blades slide together. Inhale and exhale to lower. Inhale, slide shoulders back. Exhale and lift. Reach your hands towards your toes. Turn your palms down. Reach your legs away from you. Inhale and exhale to lower. So those cues help you to really use the back muscles along the whole spine and not just dumping into the lower back. So it's about using all of the muscles and more importantly, those upper back muscles, which is important for our posture. For so many of us who spend a lot of time over the desk, over the phone, whatever it might be, that we really want to strengthen those long back extensors. So try those out. Play around with the difference of when you are not breathing, for example, and I want you to really think about breathing out as you lift. What happens when you don't kind of engage the legs with that? What happens when you do try to lift your head instead of keeping it tucked in? Lots of different things that we can fine-tune in that exercise to make it more effective and make it more comfortable and potentially not aggravate other areas like the neck if we tend to sort of lead with our head. If you have any questions about this exercise, talk to one of your physiotherapists and they can work through any modifications that might work better for you. We'll see you again soon.